What's going on YouTube? My name is RJ Strahan and I am back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing my concerns and theories for Spider-Man No Way Home. It's got a lot of rumors and a lot of speculation, and with a lot of characters appearing, different leaks and all that stuff. But before I get into my concerns, I'm going to give you a brief history of Spider-Man movies with oversaturation of characters. And the first one is Spider-Man 3, when they had, the Maguire one, and it had Sandman as the main villain, and then it had two side villains, and it had too many storylines going into it, number one. The problem with that film is that Venom was not supposed to be in the movie, and it was due to studio interference because Sam Raimi, he had a vision, obviously. He wanted it just to be Sandman. And Avi Arad, a producer on Spider-Man films of Sony, he wanted Venom in the movie, and he wanted, I believe it was just Venom. And then I think he shoved in Harry Osborn's Green Goblin in there and all that. And that movie suffered because of that. And Sandman's arc, Flint Marko, he had a great, ending scene, because when you watch the movie, he goes through this, he's a villain that he has to save his daughter, and he's trying to take care of her. And Spider-Man, he thinks that, he, killed his uncle, and which he did, but he didn't deliberately kill him. But the one thing that I like about Spider-Man 3, despite its problems, is that it's a perspective game. It reminds me of the show Cobra Kai with perspective. Flint Marko is not a quote-unquote bad person. He's not like a quote-unquote full-on villain like a Thanos or whatever. But you understand why he's doing the things that he's doing. Sure, he could do it in a different way, but Flint Marko's arc, Spider-Man views him as a villain. He views him as a killer. And Flint Marko, he views Spider-Man as a person that's trying to is getting in his way of saving his own daughter because his daughter was sick. But the thing that ruins that movie is because Sandman, he's in it throughout the beginning, the first act of the film. But then, in the middle, he gets shoved aside because the movie focuses on emo Peter Parker and the symbiote. And it takes away from the storyline. And it gives you scenes of Eddie Brock, who didn't need to be in the movie. And then it completely forgets Harry Osborn, who he was the Green Goblin in the movie for like a solid 6 minutes in the beginning, like a fight scene with Peter. And he goes through this arc, he gets his disdain for Peter again. It comes out of nowhere, and it doesn't feel earned. And the movie was all over the place, but you can clearly see that Sam Raimi had a vision. And the movie was ruined due to studio interference. And Sandman, in the end of the movie, him and Peter have an understanding. They come to a mutual, a neutral ground, and he tells Peter the truth about what happened, that he didn't mean to kill Uncle Ben. And that is such an emotional scene, and it's arguably the best scene in the whole film. But the thing is, it's not earned because Sandman gets shoved aside in the middle of the movie. You don't see him throughout the middle of the movie after the sewer fight scene between Peter and Flint. And I feel like that moment at the end would have been more earned if Sandman was the main villain and the more focal point, like he should have been. And there should have been more dialogue scenes between him and Peter, more fight scenes, obviously, and more dialogue scenes. And that's the reason why Spider-Man 3 failed. And then they rebooted the franchise to The Amazing Spider-Man. First one was a decent film, but The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suffered because of oversaturation. It had Rhino in the movie, who didn't need to be in the movie in the first place. And then you had Jamie Foxx's Electro, who was the main villain. And then you had Harry Osborn's, Dane DeHaan's Harry Osborn. But Amazing Spider-Man 2 has so many problems in itself. It's a bad film. It's just a bad movie. And, you know, they ended that franchise, and we had Tom Holland's movies. You know, they're pretty good. You got Homecoming, Far From Home, my personal favorite Spider-Man movie. I know people are going to give me hate for that because a lot of people like Spider-Man 2. But Tom Holland is probably the only Spider-Man that has the potential to continue past 3. He can. There's rumors that they're gonna do two more trilogies. You know, one after the high school trilogy, they're gonna do the college trilogy, and then the adult trilogy. But this movie has so many. Spider-Man: No Way Home has so many rumors going around. Like, they're talking about Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man appearing, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man appearing, and there's a whole bunch of rumors going on. But the way Far From Home ended, also I can't forget Alfred Molina's Doc Ock is confirmed to be in the movie, and then you have Jamie Foxx's Electro, he's confirmed to be in the movie. But the way Far From Home ended on such a great arc. Not arc, but it ended on a great note where Peter is exposed, his identity is exposed, and on live action, we have never seen this storyline from the comics where Peter's identity is out, where people know that he is Spider-Man. They know his identity, and it is a storyline that I've been wanting to see on screen. Now, with all the rumors of Maguire's Spider-Man appearing in this movie and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man appearing in No Way Home, I can't help but be a little concerned, because I originally thought going into the third film of Tom Holland's trilogy that they were going to focus on the identity crisis. And I wanted them to do that. And I thought that he was going to be on the run, maybe throw in some courtroom stuff. I'm hearing Daredevil was supposed to be in this movie, Matt Murdock. I just think that with the whole Spider-Verse aspect of it, I feel like it's too early to do that. And people have said, well, Endgame had many characters and Infinity War had many characters. Well, that was over a culmination of 20-something movies where it was built up. That moment in Endgame was built through many movies. And I feel like this movie should be a tease of the Spider-Verse, and then Spider-Man 4 should have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. But I feel like with all, like, you know, the rumors and stuff, I feel like it is a little concerning, but I do have faith in Kevin Feige. But one thing I will say is I think that this movie is in a lose-lose situation because of all the rumors and all that stuff. If it doesn't have Tobey and Andrew in it, people are going to be upset. If it does have Tobey and Andrew in it, you're going to have some group of fans that are going to be upset that they didn't want them in the film. So I think that this movie, we don't even know what this movie is going to be about, despite all the rumors and speculation, because it's so secretive. Tobey and Andrew, they could be in it. They also could not be in it. We don't know. But all that being said, I have faith in Kevin Feige. I trust Jon Watts as director. And Kevin Feige, I'm just glad that his name is attached to this and he's producing. If this was Sony led, I wouldn't have faith in this movie at all. But I have faith in Kevin Feige. He has a vision. After all, it is a cinematic universe, and all the movies connect, all the TV shows connect. So hopefully we get some confirmation. I'm hearing we're gonna get a trailer soon. So hopefully that things come together, and hope for the best for this film. But until next time, I will see you in the next vid, and peace out.